Hi my dear student, in the continuation with the previous video of the properties of the definite integral, now we take the part second. So in this part we have to solve some integrals by using the properties of the definite integral. So let's see how we solve the definite integrals by using properties. So next example says evaluate integral from 0 to evaluate integral from 0 to pi x sin x upon 1 plus cos square x. So here solution is right. Let I is equal to integral from 0 to pi x sin x dx upon 1 plus cos square x. So here we have to use the property P4. Why we are using the P4? As you know that P4 property says which start from 0 to a. So what says P4? 0 to a fx dx can also written as 0 to a f of a minus x dx. We have to use the P4 property of the definite integral that says 0 to a fx dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx. We are using this for reason that it can be converted into simplest form. So you can say using P4. So left side already I, right side you can say fx this. So this fx means this whole function. Here fx is equal to x sin x upon 1 plus cos square x. So then you have to write a minus x. Here a means pi. So we have pi minus x. Here if you compare a is pi. So pi minus, so x replaced by pi minus x in all. So you can direct write in the integrate form. There is no need to write the extra form like this. So this part we can use P4, then x replaced by the limit with same, x can be replaced by pi minus x. From the numerator and denominator. Pi minus x into dx. So I equal to integral 0 to pi. Now pi minus x. As you know in second quadrant, sign is positive pi minus x. Why called second quadrant? Because pi minus x. The theta is in second quadrant. And sin pi minus x is sin x. So this is sin x upon 1 plus. Now cos pi minus x, it is a minus cos x, but square is there. Cos pi minus x or cos in second quadrant is negative, but it's square that again convert into positive. Clear? So by using this property, we get in this form. Now you can separate these two terms. Suppose we are supposing this is L1. So I can be 0 to pi. Now there are two terms, pi into sin x and minus x into. So first integral will be pi into sin x upon 1 plus cos square x dx. Then minus, this is second integral minus x. So minus 0 to pi x sin x dx upon 1 plus cos square x. So one may we say this is the value of I and this is we have to find out. So this is why I, as we are supposing by 1 0 to pi x sin x 1 plus. So this can be replaced by I. So I equal to 0 to pi. This pi is a constant. So we take outside the integrate sign. Then sin x upon 1 plus cos square x dx minus I. Now this I we have to transfer to the left side. So I plus I, that is 2I. So 2I equal to pi 0 to pi. Now this is the simple form. Why we call simple form? Because initially it is the product of the algebraic function and trigonometric function. So direct we cannot find the integral. But now integrate is only trigonometric function which can be easily integrated by putting cos x equal to 2. So here we can say in equation second we put cos x as a t. In this cos x as a t, why we take cos x as a t? Because its derivative is sin x. Yes. So that's why we are taking the cos x as a t. So its derivative minus sin x dx equal to dt. Or you can say sin x dx equal to minus dt. So also you change the limit when x equal to 0, then t equal to put here 0. So cos 0 is 1, and when x equal to pi, so cos pi is minus 1. So this is the new limit. So now 1 can be written as, so second can be written as I equal to left side 2I equal to pi. Now limit for 0 convert into when x equal to 0 t is 1, and when x equal to pi it is minus 1. Then you have sin x dx. Sin x dx can be replaced by minus dt upon 1 plus t square. Why t? Because we are supposing cos x as a t. Clear? So now here one important property we may use. This is minus. So now if we are interchanging the limit by using the property, interchanging the limit p1. If you are using p1, then this limit change, the sign is also changed, that is positive. So minus 1 to 1 dt upon 1 plus t square. Now again you can say in this, we may use the P7 because this function 1 upon 1 plus t square is a even. So if it is a even, then you can use the property P7, and according to P7 this will be twice of minus a to a fx dx is equal to twice 0 to a fx dx. If the function is even, because this is even, 1 upon 1 plus t square is even. So we can write minus because limit is from negative to positive. That's why we can use this property. So 2i equal to twice of pi from 0 to 1 dt upon 1 plus. Now this is the very simplest form for the limit as well as integrate. So 2 on both sides cancel, and you know that this is the integral of 1 by 1 plus t, that is tan inverse. Integral of 1 upon 1 plus t square, that is tan inverse t. So this is from 1 to this. Now you can put the values for this, that is upper limit, that is tan inverse 1 minus lower limit, tan inverse 0. So pi, value of tan inverse 1, pi by 4, 0 is 0. So that is pi square by 4. So the value of the answer for this problem is value of this answer will be pi square by 4. So in this way we can, by using the simple property, so if we doesn't know the property, then it is very difficult to integrate this one. Okay? So first of all we remove the x, that is the algebraic function, we get trigonometry. And after trigonometry we use some other property to make some integral or integrate or the limit in easy form. So finally we get very known form, that is easily written. So in this way you can solve the problem by using the simple property of the integral. Next we can say evaluate integral from -1 to 1. So whenever you find the limit set from negative to positive, you may check the property or the definite integrals rule that will give you from -a to a fx dx, that is P7. If it is a even or odd, according to that you have to find the value. Sin 5x cos 4x dx. So we have to integrate this one. So first of all, here the limit is -a to a. This one -a to a. Now our job to check either this is a even or odd. So how we check even or odd? You can take fx equal to the integrate cos power 4x. Now put x as a -x. In the integrate we put x as a -x. So this is sin of -x whole power 5 and cos of -x whole power 4. So one may say sin of -x. Sin of -x will be minus sin x. So this is minus sin x whole power 5 and cos -x, that is cos x. And -1 power 5, then again minus. So we get what? Minus sin power 5x cos power 4x, which is again equal to the value of the function. So minus, so what we get? F of -x is equal to -x. So this is a odd function. So it is f of -x equal to -fx, which gives you fx is odd. So using P7, what say? That is -a to a fx dx is equal to 0 when fx is odd. So it means what? The direct value of this integrate is 0. So in solution you write I is equal to -1 to 1 sin power 5x cos power 4x dx is equal to 0 using P7. So directly you have to write all these things. You have to show always the given function is a even or odd. If it is even, then you can the property use as even, and if it is odd, then you can use the property according to the odd function. So these are properties why we call important, because here you can say without finding the integration we get the answer only by checking the or applying the properties of the definite integrals. So you may write this. Next example say evaluate integral from 0 to pi by 2 sin power 4x upon sin power 4x plus cos power 4x dx. So here you can say you have to identify which property can be used. So first of all, you compare the limit. In which identity we are taking the limit from 0 to a. So that is P4 already written on board. If you compare P4, then it is 0 to this. So you may write here in solution, here I equal to 0 to pi by 2 sin power 4x dx upon sin power 4x plus cos power 4x. So this is equation number 1. Now you can compare these two. 0 given 0, here a equal to pi by 4. So this can be written as 0 to a f of a minus x, because if you using this property, this may be converted into simplest form. So you can say using P4, we have I equal to 0 to pi by 2. Now x replace as fx, our function is what? Sin power 4x upon sin power 4x plus cos power 4x. So sin power 4x plus cos power 4x. Now x replace as here 0 to pi by 2. So a is pi by, so f of pi by 2 minus x. So sin power 4 pi by 2 minus x, sin power 4 pi by 2 minus x plus. So in this way we can use the property. So you can directly or separately know. Here say sin power 4 pi by 2 minus x upon sin power 4 pi by 2 minus x and cos power 4 pi by 2 minus x into dx. So now you can write this as, or rewrite this. So sin pi by 2 minus theta, that is cos theta. Sin pi by 2 minus theta, that is cos theta. So cos power 4. In the denominator, cos power 4 pi minus x. Cos pi minus x, that is sin x. So sin power 4, and this is sin pi by 2 minus x, that is cos. So numerator and denominator you can change. So this is equation number 2. Now what we get here, only numerator is cos power 4x, denominator is sin 1 and 2. So whenever you are using the P4, there always we write equation 1 which is given, and second, after using the property P4, add both. So it can be easily solved. So adding 1 and 2. Adding 1 and 2. We get, now left side you add with the left and right side add the right. So I plus I, that is 2I. Now on right side there are two integrals, this and this, and both have the limits same and denominator is also same. So if the denominator is same, then direct you can add the numerator. So 0 to pi by 2, here sin power 4x plus cos power 4x. Denominator of both we take. So numerator will be directly added. So we get what? Sin power 4x plus cos power 4x dx. And you can say both are same. Numerator and denominator is divided. So we get only 1 or dx. So what we get? We get very simplest form. Integral of dx. Integrate is converted into 1. So what miracle is there in these properties? This total convert into 1. So we can say integral of dx, that is x, 0 to pi. Now using the fundamental theorem on the right hand side, upper limit antiderivative minus lower limit. So pi by 2 minus 0. So I equal to 2 transfer to this side, so pi by 4 minus 0. So we get pi by 4. So very easy integration by using the property. That's why we call these are very important property. So they can be reduced the integrate in very simplest form. So you may write down this. Next we see so here you can say let I equal to integral pi by 6 to pi by 3 like a to b dx upon 1 plus 10x. So 10x you can convert into simplest ratio. Pi by 10 can be written as sin upon cos. Sin x upon cos x. Take LCM and simplify from the denominator and numerator. The LCM will be cos x. So here multiply sin x plus cos x upon root cos x. This is the whole root of the denominator. And root cos x in the LCM that will convert into numerator. So what we get here, root of cos x upon root of sin x plus cos x. So we convert this into simple ratio. Clear? 1 plus only root 10x is given. This is correct then. This is not given. We are given 1 plus root of 10x only, not whole root. So now this is separate. Root of cos x upon root of sin x plus root of cos x. So this is our equation number 1. That is what equation number 1? I equal to integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Root of cos x upon root of sin x plus root of cos x. This is 1. Now using P3. So what P3 says? Integral to a to b f x dx equal to integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x. So how we know? We use this property because you can say and our limits is given from a to b, and if you add these two, that is pi by 6 30 degree, pi by 3 60, 30 and 60 that is 90. So sin or cos 90 minus theta gives complementary ratio, and that can be easy form. That's why we are using. So you can say using P3, that is I equal to integral pi by 6 to pi by 3 root of cos. Now you can write here a plus b minus x, that is pi by 6 plus pi by 3 minus x, that can be written as pi by 2 minus x. A pi by 6 30 degree plus 60 degree, that is 90 degree. So I write here directly pi by 2 minus x. In the denominator also we use sin pi by 2 minus x plus cos pi by 2 minus x dx. Now you can use the trigonometry. Cos pi by 2 minus x, that is sin x. So in numerator we have sin x. In denominator again root cos pi by 2 minus x sin x and root sin pi by 2 minus x cos x. So root sin x. So the denominator of 1 and 2 are same. That's why we add. So whenever you find denominator for 1 and 2 are same, then numerator can be directly added. So integrate will be converted into very simple form. So adding 1 and 2, we get, so left side I plus I, this is 1I, 2I, I plus I, 2I, and right hand side both have integral and limits and and denominator also same. That's why numerator directly add. So here pi by 6 to pi by 3. Denominator is root sin x, root cos x, and numerator of one root sin x and other is cos x. So now this integrate is also divided, numerator and denominator. So we get simply pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx, this whole divide. So what we get finally, 2I equal to integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. So by using the property of the definite integral, the integrate is converted into very easy form, or you can say known form, because integration of dx is x. So we may write 2I x limit. So again using fundamental theorem, pi by 3 minus antiderivative at upper limit minus 1. So that is pi by 6. 60 minus 30. So we get I, that is pi by 12. So pi by 12 is the value of I. I is this. So at last you write, therefore integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx upon 1 plus root 10x is equal to pi by 12. So in this way we can easily calculate the integral by using the sum property according to the given integral. So you may write down this. And one more example we see here, that is also very important. Evaluate integral from 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x, log of sin x dx. Clear? So here again you can say the property we may use P4. This use, why we use? Because 0 to pi by 2 and sin pi by 2 cos comes. Clear? So you write here let I equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x dx. This is equation number 1. Then using P4. So we get I equal to, so P4 was 0 to a fxt. Now fx can be replaced by a minus x. Here a is pi by 2. So 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x replace as a minus x. That is pi by 2 minus x. So now we know that sin pi by 2 minus x, that is cos x. So what we get? 0 to pi by 2 log of cos x dx. This is equation number 2. So now here log is same and integral and limit are same. So we may adding 1 and 2. So what we get? Left side add to the left, I plus I, 2I, and right hand side 0 to pi by 2. First integral log of sin x, second is log of cos x, whole into dx. Now our job to simplify this one by using the rules of the log. So you know the log of x plus log of y is equal to log of x into y. X means here sin x and y means cos x. So one may write 2i equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x into cos x. Now again you may try to convert into simple form. So in the log we divide and multiply by 2, because we know that there is a formula of sin 2x, that is 2 sin x cos x, but 2 is not given. That's why we multiply and divide here 2. So 2 sin x cos x upon 2. Now in the log we have formula 2i equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin 2x upon 2. 0 to pi by 2 log sin 2x upon 2. Now this is again formula of log x upon y. We have formula log of x upon y. That is log x minus log y. So you can write here 0 to pi by 2 log of sin 2x minus 0 to pi by 2 log of 2. This is 2 log x minus log 2. So minus log 2 we take separate, and log 2 is a constant, so you can take outside the integral sign. So this may be written as 2i equal to, you can write this first, and this is the separate use of I1 minus log 2 is a constant. ये minus log 2 if you take common, then what left? X. Integral of dx is x 0 to pi by 2. Or this is 2i equal to I1 minus log 2, this is pi by 2. So pi by 2 log 2. This is equation number 3. Clear? So now our job is, this is already calculated. Now our job is to find I1. So what is the I1? I1 is this integral. Clear? So see here. Here I1 we have to calculate separately 0 to pi by 2, because this is also very important. Sin x dx 0 to pi by 2 log of sin 2x. Now in this way we can substitute. So put 2x as a t. So 2 dx equal to dt. You may change also limit. When x equal to 0, t equal to 0. When x equal to pi by 2, t equal to, here put pi. When we put x equal to pi by 2, 2 into pi by 2, 2 to cancel, t equal to pi. So this is new limit. So what we write? I1 equal to 0 to pi log of sin t dt. 0 to pi log of sin a dt. This will be there. 2i equal to this. Now we have also 2 dx. So dx can be replaced by dt by 2. So I1 equal to 1 by 2, 0 to pi. Now if you put the value of pi in the function by using P6. So property P6 what say? 0 to, property 0 to 2a fx dx equal to 0 to a f of a minus x. Clear? So you can take here function is this. So that is equal to half of a. Property see here P6 0 to 2a, this is 0 to 2a fx dx is equal to twice 0 to a. This is twice. If this function f a minus x equal to fx, here property 6 what say? F of 2a minus x equal to fx. So 0 to 2a convert into twice 0 to a. Now why we call 2a? Our 2a is pi. So a equal to pi by 2. This 0 to 2a. 2a is pi. So a equal to pi by. So what? 0 to 2a convert into twice 0 to a. So here twice means 2 into 0 to a. A is pi by 2. log of, now put function a minus x. So a is what? T, pi by 2. So sin pi by 2 minus t into dt. So in this way you can write. Now if you simplify this, 2 कैसे बेटो 0 to pi by 2 log of t. So sin pi by 2 minus t, that is cos t. This is not pi is your so 0 to pi by 2 log sin t. Now we know that variable is dummy. So using p0, if you use p0, then t can be replaced as a cos. So 0 to pi by 2 log of sin s into dx. So you can write here using p0. Now what? See, this is the value of I. Value of I. 0 to pi by 2 log sin x. 0 to pi by 2 log sin x. So I1 equal to I. We do that I1 equal to I. So this I1 we again resubstitute as a I. So what we get? 2I equal to I minus pi by 2 log 2. So I transfer to this side, 2I minus I, that I. So final answer is I equal to minus pi by 2 log 2. Clear? So this is very important because here we are using so many properties. But the integration is very easy because we have not integrate this with any method. Direct we are getting the integration by using the properties. So with the help of the definite property, one may easily solve. So this is all for today's class. To be continued. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.